It's hard to know what's in our food. This apple, for instance, does it have pesticides? These chocolate truffles, do they contain gluten? What chemicals on this label should I be concerned about? Hi, I'm Isabel Hoffman.
And I'm Stephen Watson. We've invented TellSpec, a device that tells you what's in your food.
TellSpec is easy to use. I simply wave the TellSpec back and forth, and within a few seconds, we should receive in our smartphone some information about the salad. Now I'll scan this apple. Let's see what it says. This apple has no pesticides. Now I'll scan this corn tostadas.
This tostada contains tartrazine, a food dye made from petroleum. In the UK or in Europe, there will be a warning against this chemical for the effect that it has on children.
Now I'll scan this chocolate truffle. My TellSpec tells me that this chocolate truffle has gluten as well as egg and artificial vanilla. The idea behind TellSpec was inspired by my daughter. She's gluten intolerant and has many other allergies. So I wanted to create something to help people like her. So I shared my idea with Stephen. Together we have created TellSpec, and this is how it works.
Light is made up of particles called photons. When you beam the laser at the food, some of the photons are absorbed, raising the energy states of the molecules in the food and replacing them with lower energy photons. The spectrometer inside the TellSpec sorts these photons by wavelength and counts them. The resulting numbers, called a spectrum, describe the chemical compounds in the food.
Until recently, spectrometers were large and expensive, but now they are available as tiny, affordable chips. This made it possible for us to create the TellSpec.
When you scan food with TellSpec, the spectrum is uploaded to our server, where a program analyzes it. Within seconds, information about what's in the food appears on your smartphone.
TellSpec can tell you all sorts of things. In fact, when we scanned the corn tostada, we saw that the corn tostada had trans fats. However, the label does not tell us that.
Because regulations allow food companies to say 0 trans fats even when there's up to half a gram of trans fats per serving. And that could be most of the fat.
So with TellSpec, you can go beyond the label and really know what is in your food. Also, when we scanned the salad, we saw that the salad has 165 calories per 100 grams, so you can also track your calories with TellSpec.
The TellSpec is small, so you can take it with you everywhere. It's fast and it's easy to use. TellSpec was first tested on a prototype with a large spectrometer. Then we adapted it to the nanochip.
After 9 months of hard work, we're ready to move to the production of TellSpec.
TellSpec is indispensable for anyone with food sensitivities, for anyone watching their weight, for anyone who is passionate about the quality of the food they eat. You can TellSpec your food whenever you like, wherever you like, and as often as you like, at home, in restaurants, and in supermarkets.
What we eat is so important to all of us. We have just begun to work with not-for-profit organizations and doctors in the developing world, where many people suffer because of the quality of the food and water that they have.